Hey everyone, Splockham here. The Hind finally dropped last week and I'm super excited about it. Old Russian technology with lots of switches and heavy armor plating. Trustworthy, at least I think so. It's got air conditioning, it's got a fan, so I'm a fan. In this mission we got a couple of guys who are going on a boat picnic and we can't let it happen, obviously. Yeah. This video is going to be a combination of rendered footage as well as gameplay footage, all from the same track file. However, at some point the track that I recorded is going to get messed up, and that's probably due to the pre-alpha state of the Mi-24. I've seen that before, so at a certain point you will not see any cinematic shots anymore, and it will be all gameplay from there on out. But yeah, join me on this flight and I hope you enjoy. So let's ask Petrovich to turn on the weapon systems and warm them up. Gotta make sure we're visible. At least for now. Don't want to give away our position to our enemies later on, but... So now let's start the left engine, and that will take about a minute. Oh, forgot the rotor brake. Now it should start. There you go. Let me go ahead and just disable the rotor lights, because they look kind of silly if you ask me. And while we're waiting for the engine to spool up, I might as well just set up the weapon system. So enable all these switches, bring the sight down. And engine 2 should start warming up now. And let's enable my countermeasures. Oops, that's the wrong button. But they work, that's fine. Okay, engine 2 is now up and running, so let's increase the throttle, bring those RPMs up, and once they're up we can disable the APU once it stabilizes. And turn the inverter on. The 115 volts. Lots of switches, which I really like. I don't know, feels so old school and yet trustworthy. Now let's pre-trim my rotor to somewhere where I think it should be. And once I'm satisfied with that, kind of like that, I can bring up the collective to about 3.5%, and then make some minor adjustments to the trim. Gotta look real careful for the horizon to see any changes. And once I'm satisfied with that, I'm going to bring it up even more until we're almost lifting up. Actually, until we're off the ground. And that should bring us into a stable hover, pretty much. Be careful for dynamic rollover. Okay, that seems good enough. So I'll bring her over to the road. And then we're on our way. Bring the gear up. Now I can disable my taxi light and all my other lights, because we don't want to be a flying Christmas tree here. Okay, there's going to be a pretty nice drop here. At the end of this canyon, so right here, we should make a left and follow the road. That road right there. you can see the waypoints on the map in the cockpit here, but you can zoom in because somehow it gives me a black screen. It works in other maps like Caucasus, but that will probably get fixed later on. But now it's just you gotta memorize your waypoints basically. I have selected my rockets because we don't have time to ask Petrovich to designate our target. Because once we're dropping over that ridge back there, there's not much time to communicate with Petrovich. You'll see. Because the river where my enemies are loading up a boat is basically just behind this ridge here. So I'm now going to make a left turn uphill here, just so that we can line her up for the attack. Should be right about here, and need to take that lower part of this this ridge here, gain a little bit of altitude so that we can get a high angle on this enemy here, right there. That's should be the river and the road. Where, hold on, not sure if I got him, but I'm not going to stay around to find out. So let's dive behind the hill here again, this ridge, and then we can pop up again and see what happened. Oh, it looks like it's burning. Okay, so we got something there. I hope it was the APC. But just to make sure, let's drop a couple more on him. And bam. Man, I love that sound. And let's do one more pass, actually. Lining up on the river here. Because we've probably got a couple of rockets more. Would be a waste to take them back home. And pretty sure they'll stay quiet now. Alright, so now there's one more guy that is hiding in the hills back here. And now we can ask Petrovich to help us out. There's some anti-air there. Supposedly on the west side of town, I think. But let's first create some distance. Because I still think Petrovich is kind of wonky now and then. Sometimes it even selects targets that are way out of my crosshair. Well, you know what I mean. So I spot an enemy with this reticle here, and I tell Petrovich to look for targets there, and somehow he picks targets that are usually almost like a mile away or something. I don't see him yet. Should be on the hill. That could be him. Right there, so get him, Petrovich. Looks like he found him. Anti-air. And let's line him up. And fire. Keep it steady. Bam, that looks like a good hit. Yep. Sweet, so I guess our work is done here now. So I guess we should head back home and grab a cold one. Actually make that a vodka. A little water. So far for the radio silence. Our landing zone should be somewhere on the left here. Right there. Not sure if you can see it, but I can. So let's bleed off some more airspeed here. And we're going to land into the wind, of course. It's funny how the more or the less airspeed you got, the harder your engines need to work, which is logical, of course, because we're losing lift. It really feels like you're fighting it. Makes the Mi-24 feel pretty heavy. A little more forward. Yeah. Right about here. Bam. And throttle down. Well, we're home safe, so let's grab that cold one ASAP. I don't know, but by the looks of it, it looks like we got hit. I didn't really notice. I think Petrovich must have noticed, because he's probably gonna limp out of here unless that armor-plated cockpit of his did its job. But anyway, we made it in one piece. It was a fun, short little mission. And for now, I'm going to open up all the doors to let those dead, rotten farts out. Alright. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye-bye.